Episode 14. Welcome back to the Power 5 Sports League Proverbs podcast with Coach Norman and Coach A, where we break down the journey from youth sports to the pros. Whether you're a young athlete, a parent, or just an overall sports fan, you're in the right spot. I'm your host today, MC Mike, and I'm joined alongside two Permian Basin coaching legends, Coach Norman and Coach A, and today's very special, bright, special guest, Cylas Sunshine Sherrod.
Man, a tongue twister. Do it one more time. Do it again.
Cylas Sunshine Sherrod. Gentlemen, how are y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Man, we blessed today, man. It's a sunny day in the neighborhood. It's a sunny day in the neighborhood.
Right?
Yeah, we're all rocking the shades today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be just as sunny in Miami. How is it looking out there?
For now, it's good. It'll be a thunderstorm here in the next 15 minutes, and then it'll be sunny again. But that's the way it works this time of year.
Yep.
But still hot, man. Still very hot.
Right.
But teams are hitting the field here too, man. And I know things are starting to roll in West Texas as far as the league's kicking up and practices are underway. And we're gonna discuss a lot of that today. But we're also going to be discussing sort of what the transition from preparation to execution looks like, and really how putting in all that work is transferable to the field. But before we get into any of that, Coach A, would you mind leading us in today's prayer?
Oh, not a problem. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to share, to grow, and inspire through this platform, Father. God, our words, I ask that you bless the listeners and let everything that we say bring encouragement, wisdom, and truth. May this podcast glorify you and impact lives for the better. I pray this in your son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Woo!
All right. Always well said, sir.
Thank you.
And then for today's proverb, Coach Norman, you're gonna start guiding us on that one. Let's throw that up here.
This episode is sponsored by JMR Service, expert in plugging and abandonment. When it's time to safely close oil and gas wells, JMR gets it done right, protecting the land, preserving the water, and making sites safe for the future. Trust the team that seals with integrity. JMR Service.
Yes, sir. So we got today's proverb, which is very fitting for what we're gonna be talking about today as we getting ready for this opening football season.
Put it on them.
Sluggards do not plow in season, so at harvest time they look but find nothing. That's Proverbs 20:4. And basically what that is saying is that people shouldn't be trying to plow during the time of the season where you supposed to be reaping. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to plow in the off season so that you can reap those benefits of what you put into it in that off season. So it's a great way to look at the preparation versus performance. Well, it's a lot of tongue twisters going on today.
Come on. It's the sunshine that's on you.
Yeah, it's a lot of sun shining. But that preparation versus performance, are the plowing season.
Right.
If the athletes don't put in the work, they'll come up empty when it's time to perform in games. And that's just a perfect example of that. And I think we have somebody sitting on the couch today that's going to show a perfect example of that as well.
Right. Hey, I just like to add my age-old phrase: private preparation calls for public celebration.
Yes, sir.
The off seasons, the early mornings, doing the things that you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna reap that benefits, right?
Absolutely.
Your return investment.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't put in, your output is not going to be good, right?
I mean, we touched a little bit on this last week, actually. If you don't put the work in, somebody else is, and they're going to take that time away from you on that field. But, this sort of, aligns with a lot of what you both said. I mean, it is a reminder that effort must be applied at the right time. If you sort of neglect preparation and discipline, you can't really expect the results later on.
Right.
Basically, it's about responsibility, foresight, and the consequences of procrastination or laziness. I mean, there's a million different ways that you can spin it, but everything is really about timing. And again, in preparing yourself, it leads to the ease of execution. And, the gentleman that's on the couch with us today, he is, to say he's a dynamic player is a little bit of an understatement. But as natural as some of those gifts are, I'm willing to bet that there is a tremendous amount of work, effort, and preparation that goes in that nobody gets to see if they don't show if they only show up on game day. So, Sunshine, what is your take on sort of this proverb, how it's applied to your preparation? Break it down for us from your seat. Like, what does all this mean to you?
Well, what this means to me is saying that, like, if you don't try, like, during when it's time to train and stuff, then you can't put anything into the game. And you always have to try and just work as hard as you can just to get in the game and do as good as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just understanding that that practice is more important than the game, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So
we've sort of brought that up before too. Like, practice is essentially the real, that's where real efforts and real discipline are sort of refined. And game day is nothing more than a dress rehearsal. Right, of everything that you've already done during practice, all the preparation, all the film work, all the fundamentals, and just the timing aspect of it. I mean, you play a multitude of different roles on the football field, and timing is everything. You throw that dart too fast. I mean, the receiver has got to have time to get there. You got to build that up, and that only takes practice in order to refine that component. But as we sort of break into this, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, how you fell into, loving football and loving sports, and, where you sort of veered into the path of I guess, focusing on this preparation and in leading you to where you're at now.
Well, ever since I was like a little kid and stuff, I think I started playing football since I was like 3, just starting flag football, getting in all those leagues and stuff, playing. And then I always wasn't like the biggest and stuff, so I always had to put in more work and stuff, wasn't the fastest. So I put in as much work as I can and stuff. And now I think I'm one of the best quarterbacks here in West Texas, and then just putting in all that work I can.
It's funny because when you brought that up, when you said you was playing since you was 3 and playing flag football and stuff, I remember we played against y'all in Under Armour. Yeah, when I started in Under Armour with the Falcons, I think y'all would, what was y'all's team name? Because
I think we're the Panthers.
Yes, the Panthers, like the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
And we played against them in Under Armour flag football. That was a long time ago, man. Nah, man, come on now. Come on now.
You can have athletes, but you got to have the coaches. You got to have the coaches, dog. No,
it's crazy to hear that, man. 3 years old. I mean, I got a little guy who's going to be 3 in January, and I can't get him to walk in a straight line, let alone line up and play flag football. So it's clearly in the water out there, man.
Right.
That's impressive. So, you started, you got on the field at 3. Did you just sort of enjoy the environment? Did you notice that you had a certain skill set that you wanted to refine? Do you come from a family of sports, enthusiasts? Like, how did you continue to push yourself, to sort of become this dynamic player?
Well, first off, God, he brought me through this and stuff.
Come on,
he always
now.
pushed me through it. And then my parents, my dad, they always pushed me, always made me try the hardest. And since 3, I've always loved playing football, always loved scoring touchdowns and stuff like that. And then my mom, she was a good softball player when she was in high school and stuff. And my dad was a good football player, and he went to college for it and stuff. So that's where I got my skills from.
Nice.
Now, Mike, he forgot one person. He has a sister who plays volleyball, and she's pretty good. But what they say, every great athlete their older sister helped form them because they either rough them up, put them hands on them or whatnot. And I think this, her being a volleyball player, I think she got, I think she got a little discipline with that swing or whatnot. I knew it. I know it happened, right? So you better give her a shout out because you know she's gonna be watching.
For sure. Well, competition is definitely in the bloodline, it sounds. And again, we talk a lot on the show. There's so many different, bits of motivation that an athlete can do to help improve themselves. But, the truth is it really does start at home. If you have that support, that discipline, that sort of overarching, just sort of, I guess, fundamental that's in place with the family. I'm not saying every family needs to be a sports family, but, you definitely, see that extra effort put forth by people who engage with their kids' activities. And, we always sort of push for that off the field as well. Awesome, man. So, you had a nice little run, I guess over the last couple of years. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about, sort of your journey last season as it sort of evolved all the way to Naples, and then sort of, turning heads at that particular tournament.
Well, it all started during the summer when we had that summer league for Coach Rob, the Longhorns, and we did good in that league. And I started off playing wide receiver there and stuff, right? But then once we got to our regionals in Arizona, we got disqualified for having an overage player.
But we'll talk. Hold on, we'll talk about that at a later show.
No, we're gonna talk about it today.
Okay, we got to pause. Go ahead and tell them what happened.
He was born on the day.
The day.
He was born on the day.
The day.
Yes.
They verified him and everything.
Verified him.
And yes, they verified him.
Uh-huh.
And then they want to protest as soon as we're
when? At what point of the game?
At halftime after we were already beating them by like 30.
So you heard it here.
Wow.
Yep. That's what happened.
Thank you, Sunshine, for bringing that up and answering all those questions.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, so we've had Coach Rob on this program before, and he is a scholar of West, basically Texas youth football, let alone West Texas youth football. What's it like to play for a coach like that who understands just I guess the deepest level of how to coach youth football? He understands the game. He can dissect it, understanding the value points of a particular player. Like, what is your experience playing for him?
I mean, I've always loved playing for him. I think he's an amazing coach and stuff. I think I like all the plays he runs. I think I like his coaching style and stuff. Just the way he talks to us and disciplines us during practice and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you started off as a receiver for him?
Yes, sir. Because we had a different quarterback. That was his quarterback before.
Mm-hmm.
So he put me as receiver and stuff. But then after that regionals incident, then he put me as quarterback for nationals.
Mm-hmm. Did he have any sort of design plays for you where, any sort of trick plays where it would be a lateral and then you would gun it down the field? Like, did he see that potential in you when you were still at the receiver?
Yes, sometimes during the games and stuff, he would put me as quarterback and then I'd get in there and do reps and stuff. And we had multiple plays to me, like screens and then pass and then.
See, man, that's the coaching side of it. That's understanding, the arsenal that you have at your disposal and then running with it.
And then using it, though. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of coaches that'll be out there and see this talent or whatnot and just be afraid and putting them in just one position. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you're an athlete like that, man, it's good to play multiple positions and shoot, because when you get in the league, I'm gonna tell you, when you get to that NFL level, the best ability is availability, and you want to make yourself valuable. Because a lot of people, 90% of the players, not gonna be out there starting at quarterback or receiver or something like that. They're gonna make their way in special teams. You know what I'm saying? So as a rookie coming in and stuff, you're gonna be playing special teams. So if you can go down there and tackle, you got some speed, you can get around people and all of that type of stuff. You can still be a great route runner, but you make your way by doing that special teams, and then eventually you be put in the position that you want to be in. So that's good, man, making yourself valuable like that. I also forgot about that too, man, because like Man, these years be running together. Cause you was yeah. Was you at the 2 years ago? You was there, right? With us in Florida?
Not 2 years ago.
Not 2 years ago. It was last year was your first year? Okay, I was thinking you was there 2 years ago with us. But nah, yeah, cause you and Jarvis, y'all both came in. Yeah. Yeah, it's been weird, man. Like, shoot, just going through that journey and everything, and seeing the growth of these athletes, man.
Right.
And then these years be running together, boy. It'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we talk about, making yourself available and, being a discipline at different levels of the game, not just physically, but mentally as well. And that helps you understand how to do your position better. We're about to witness possibly something very special. And we talked about it last episode with Travis Hunter and, the skill sets of what he can bring to the NFL with multiple positions, not just playing them on one side of the ball, but both sides of the ball.
Right.
And Coach A, he voiced his, I guess, alternative viewpoints with respect to the way that other guys in the locker room might see that. But it may open the door for athletes who have a tremendous amount of skill sets, such as yourself, with speed, the ability to catch kicks, which is important on special teams, and then obviously sling it down the field, not just, because you got a gun, but extremely accurately as well. So I don't know how much you know about this kid, but about to witness something like that occur at the highest level of football. Is that sort of motivating to you to perfect alternative positions as well? Or are you sort of hyper focused right now on the quarterback spot and then obviously doing your role as a returner?
Well, I definitely want to be a quarterback in the NFL and stuff, but if I get there, if I get a college and stuff and they want to put me in a different position, then I'll work on that and I'll just do whatever they want and just be the best I can for that position.
Right. Hey, Mike, I want to touch on something. We started to, when we were down, the conversation about regionals and making the switch. When Coach Rob made the switch, your mental has to be right, knowing that you were playing receiver, and then all of a sudden we're about to hit nationals, and he say, "Hey, I want you to be my quarterback." Walk us through what your thought process and how you prepare to take on that huge responsibility like that.
Well, I started at practice and I just started learning plays as quarterback, learning what I had to do and stuff, and then just had to get back into the groove of throwing the ball, throwing it, getting used to my wide receivers and stuff, especially like Jarvis and stuff like that.
Right.
And then adding new players, going to nationals and stuff, adding new players that never thrown before, never knew before, and just
Right.
getting to know them and stuff. And it was really hard to learn all that stuff and stuff, but Coach Rob helped me through it, and he did good of teaching me how to.
Right. Yeah, you can't count that small, because if he just alluded to learning new players that's coming in, that's one thing that a quarterback has to have is chemistry. He mentioned another player, Jarvis, that I think we need to have on the show too. He's an up and coming star, but for him just to quickly learn the plays, learn his receivers, that is a huge responsibility for a young kid at that age, and he showed huge maturity, and he's able to handle that load, much like what a college would do, or even high school. You can look at JP Reyes. When I forget the kid's name, went down, he got thrown in the fire. And and if you prepared and you doing mental reps on the sideline, when you get in the game, you should be able to succeed. So big ups to you as far as that, man.
Yeah, man, that just goes to show, like, what we was talking about today, that preparation. You're not in the position that you want to be in at the time, but you still preparing yourself. So when that opportunity does present itself, then you ready to go. So that's awesome, man. I love that.
How much, obviously playing receiver for the better part of the year, how much did that assist in your, I guess, education and cramming process of now trying to be a quarterback? Like, were you able to use a lot of the skill sets and knowledge that you had as a receiver to make that transition a little easier?
Yes, sir, it did. usually like with the routes and stuff, like I know what like the wide receivers get around on this route and stuff, and I know that he should be open on this route because the DB's playing like too far back or he's too far up, and I know that he's gonna get past him and stuff, and he should run the right route.
Okay, so let me peel another layer back. You got to train and practice with the receivers the whole season, so you understood their strengths, their weaknesses, where their pivot points were, where their break points were. Again, that allowed you to place the ball in the right spot at the right time. Were you able to use any of that sort of to your advantage on the fly, or did you still rely on, needing to practice to get that sort of in place the way you needed to? I mean, it sounds like you only had a half to figure that out.
Well, yeah, I did use that a lot to help me out and stuff, but still with it, like getting the new wide receivers in, like after net regionals, we added like 5 new kids, like 2 wide receivers and stuff. I needed to get used to them and stuff. But it was still like, even if I knew their strengths and stuff, it was still hard trying to get them the ball and stuff because just I wasn't back there throwing them the ball, like, so I was and learning it and stuff, and then I got good at it.
Yeah, so just for a little bit of clarity, they went in as the Longhorns, like we had talked about earlier, and went to regionals. But then when we got disqualified, we still had an opportunity to go for All Stars, to AYF All Stars, and so that's the route that they had taken last year. So when he says like adding those new players and stuff, like we had to get different kids and all of that type, because you couldn't take like that same team down there. You know what I'm saying? You have to get an all-star team. And but we, took some of the same kids, but we had to get new ones. And so it was like they had to have played in our league, but then, when they came over and stuff, it was like, shoot, they had to get their chemistry down real fast.
Right.
Because I think, it was a month later where we would be playing in Florida. So that's pretty good, man, to be able to adjust to those things and all of that.
Yeah. I mean, football is not really it's changed recently, but in years past, it was never really a sport where you really saw in-season trades. Very rare, if anything, right? And a lot of that is due to the chemistry and the time that's required on the practice field in order to sort of perfect that process with your teammates. And you guys had a very short window and then obviously turned heads doing it. I mean, I told you the story before we started here, but I think it's worth telling again. I mean, I was at Naples. I was in Naples and I was at the first game that you guys played. John, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was a team from Illinois.
Was it Illinois?
It wasn't Detroit?
Oh, no, that was the second.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, it was Illinois.
And you guys were preparing for the game and everything was good to go. And, I think you guys won the coin toss and you opted to receive or whatever. You got the ball first. And I mean, you caught the ball and took it, 96 yards to the house. And I was in the stands and a couple parents turned to me and they were just like, what just happened? Where are you guys from? Right. And I was like, well, the team's from Texas, specifically West Texas. And the first thought in their mind was West Texas equals football. And they knew it was going to be a long day for them. And you didn't even touch the ball under the center yet. You already made an impact in the game. And then everything else was dynamic. Everything else was lights out. You guys were running cross patterns and fade patterns, and you were hitting guys in stride. There was just no way that the defensive backs could keep up with the receivers, let alone the accuracy, because they knew that they could run full speed and you would hit them. And, I know you guys were, sort of short men throughout the entire tournament. Injuries played into it and everything. And, you guys rocked it as much as you can, but I can tell you firsthand, seeing you play for the first time, and then obviously being sort of in the crowd, listening to the little chatter on the side, you were turning heads, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. You did it. They was like, what just happened? Sunshine just happened.
MC Mike, you also touched on how at the beginning of the game, he took that kickoff back and was short man. But he also alluded that he played safety. So as soon as he done that, he had to go back out and play safety. And so he talked about how different positions gave him the advantage of other positions. And I think other kids need to understand that if you're not a receiver, play DB. because that's going to give you the clues of if a receiver runs past 10, hey, I got 2. Either he gonna run a post or he can come back and run a corner. This is about the depth of the receiver. And you know that as a DB playing receiver, he played safety, so he know what he can give the quarterback and almost anticipate where he's going to go. So this is a smart individual, understand that the position knowledge that he has, he gained that advantage over the defense if he's playing defense and over the offense. But again, I think they had 16 players on the kickoff, had to run and get some water. Hey, go play safety, right? And not just play this safety where he's touching off, but he's coming up making hits. This is the quarterback.
Yeah.
This is the quarterback,
making
right?
Plays. Yeah.
That's not scared of that thump, right? And there was some pretty big kids up there, but he handled his on both sides of the ball.
Well, that brings up another question, man. I mean, I'm going to ask Coach Rob to put earmuffs on real quick. You're given a slate of all the positions that you play. Which is your preferred position? Do you like hitting people at safety?
Well, defense, it's definitely safety and quarterback. Corner. Definitely both of those positions and stuff. And then on offense, quarterback is the main one, but I'm good to play anything.
So if you had to choose one, is that what you're asking, Mike?
Yeah. So when you start advancing to different levels here, man, like there's one side of the ball. And let me remind you of something. You're sitting between 2 defensive backs. So be very cautious of the answer, because I believe one is a ball hawk and the other one is a ball hawk / hitter. So which one do you prefer? Which side of the ball, if you had to choose, offense or defense? Do you like stopping or do you like scoring?
I like scoring.
Man, they like to score, man. It's all right.
He playing to the crowd.
Hey, man, look, the points need to get up there somehow.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. Well, one of the things that always intrigues me, and I like to ask, is some of the other sports or other activities that some of our guests participate in, because I'm a firm believer that, very similar to other positions, helping out your primary position and understanding how to play those positions, potentially there's skill sets in other sports that also assist in the development of your primary position on the football field. You mentioned you play basketball. What position do you play?
The 4 and the 5, power forward and center.
Okay, so there's some aggressiveness to that.
A whole lot of it.
Yeah, a whole lot of it. So, what do you think is some of the skill sets that you can transfer from the court to the field that you've been able to accumulate?
Well, definitely like getting rebounds, and then as soon as you get the rebound, you have to like turn around and scan the court to see who to give it to and stuff. And then passing it, just scanning it, seeing who's the open man, seeing if they're gonna get this dude and make the shot and stuff and get the best open shot.
As you're explaining that, all I can think of is a touchdown from one side of the court to the other.
To the other.
Big pass.
Hey, MC Mike, I had the luxury of officiating some of Sunshine's basketball game due to the low number of officials here. They asked me. And so it's funny because on the court, he's not an offensive player. He's not in the offensive mindset. He comes downhill to intercept a basketball, right? And when he does get a rebound, I'm talking about, and these gyms in West Texas, the gyms that the 7th graders play in, they're not regulation. So he's throwing the ball, and if he misses him, I mean, it's hitting the back wall, pow, right? And if you that official that is running down the sideline and one of his players is running, you bet not take your eye off the ball, because if some basketball players are not good football players, receivers, that ball will catch you, right? So, and he comes downhill, and sometimes he has a tendency to go through the player to get the ball. I think he's very dramatic because he hits the ground, and you turn around and you look like what are we doing? But I love it because that's the style of basketball that John and I played. It's misunderstood, but it's appreciated when people who have aggression and play hard see it. So
it's how basketball players used to play back in the days too. You know
well,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
I was going to say, you asked Michael Jordan, who would you not be able to win these championships with? The first person he would say is Dennis Rodman.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Rodman put up 2 points a game, had like 87 rebounds.
Yeah.
But he was a physical presence that allowed everybody else to do what they did.
Could guard any position on the court.
Right.
Yes. I mean, he was a force that, you a lot of it was natural, I suppose, but he didn't focus on the offensive side of the ball at all. He was basically just a way to keep somebody away from somebody who can score. So yeah, it's about knowing that role and obviously applying, your skill set that way. But yeah, I wouldn't have guessed 4 or 5, man. I would have guessed you're throwing darts from 3 land, based around some of the things there. But all right, cool, man. Well, so how long have you been playing basketball?
I started 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. So not nearly as long as you've been playing football.
Nah.
Interesting. What drove you to the court?
Well, at school, like in elementary school, we'd play basketball at recess and stuff, and then my good friend since like 2nd grade, he asked me, he was like, "Do you want to be on this team with us?" And I was like, "Sure, just give it a try and stuff." And then I think I did really good, and then the next year they asked me to play, and then I've been playing ever since.
Awesome.
That's pretty
Good
cool.
stuff,
Hey, speaking of the school, and then I'm sorry, I want to pivot back to football, because it's it's a misconception out here, where, well, so for context, we have junior high football out here in Texas. It's a lot of places that don't. Arizona, for instance, they don't even have junior high football. Philadelphia, areas all over the country is places that don't have. But in Texas,
Right.
we have junior high tackle football. And so I guess my question to you, Sunshine, is what is the difference between the football and the junior highs here, and then your experience in AYF and playing out of league play, so to speak?
Well, for instance, the competition is in AYF is way harder than it is at junior high and stuff. And then the coaches, like the level of coaches and stuff, and then still like into like the school part and stuff, like if you don't do good in school, then you can't play. I've never been able to have to do that, like not being able to play football because of school and stuff. And that's what happens to school ball, and everyone has to play in school ball besides like an AYF and stuff that you could play both sides of the ball.
Yeah. So it's okay, you said more competition, and then of course you got to pass your grades to play.
Right.
And so that I mean, I would assume like some people don't pass it well, like my brother did, shoot in 8th grade. He failed in 8th grade and didn't get to play some sport because I think it was after football. And then I did 1 year as well. And when I was taking trigonometry.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why you want to do that. Boy, all we do is count to play dominoes. Come on. Nah,
Well, I was taking trigonometry with Miss Fly, boy, and I failed her class, boy. But
hey, and I couldn't stand him because he did that.
Man, but it's all good though, man.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, it was a lesson learned, man. And but yeah, so you got to pass your grades to play in the junior highs. And like he said, I think the competition. I mean, because in the junior highs, we just playing the schools here in Midland and Odessa.
Right.
It's the same kids that we're playing against. And so with the AYF, you have this competition, and you're gonna get a lot more exposure, I guess you could say, out there playing in Florida and Vegas and everywhere else that we go. And so I think that's a good deal. So
so it's not a knock to anybody that's playing football in middle school here. We're just talking about we're playing our I guess you can say our opponents are from other areas around. We get exposure to what this state is playing and how this state is doing. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Power 5 really offers, right? It offers that national presence. And you get to play against teams like Illinois and really compare apples to oranges right there, right? I mean, again, like I'll keep referring back to a very simple comment, but they clearly did not see that level of competition in their run to Naples themselves. And once they got there, it was a very rude awakening of what talent is still around, not only the Texas area, but the rest of the country. And it's only an opportunity like that you really get to showcase and experience it. But cool, man. Well, I want to bring up some highlight reels here. And I want you to sort of walk through some of the plays. And we're gonna get to enjoy these, man, because some of these are just insane highlights. So I'm gonna throw this one up here. I'll turn the volume off. I mean, that is easily a 60-yard pass, 40-yard pass
across the field, and somebody in his face too.
I mean, I don't nine times out of 10. I don't know how you can place that better. Why don't you walk us through this? Clear is second down and what? Second and 10?
Yeah, it was like second and 15, I think, because I think we got a flag.
Okay. It looks like you had two receivers in the area too.
So Jarvis caught that pass. Initially, I wasn't even looking for him. Like, I saw another kid, like one of the kids was open and stuff, and then I threw it, and then all I saw was just Jarvis come down with it behind them.
Wow.
So he was running what? A post pattern from the other side?
He was running a post.
And I guess the original receiver was running a fly on the strong side.
Yes.
So Jarvis's wheels were so fast that he ran a post pattern and outran the secondary on the other side of the field.
Right. Yep. and caught it on the opposite numbers.
So is it safe to say that you overthrew your primary receiver and Jarvis ended up being in the right place at the right time, or did you have that sort of planned?
I did not have that plan. He was just
wow.
there at the time.
Wow.
I gave you a chance, man. I gave you a chance to own it.
Hey, I love the honesty though.
Me too, man.
You like, hey, man,
I'm glad he said that, because it's a lot of times we see these quarterbacks making these crazy passes, and I believe wholeheartedly that sometimes they just be throwing the ball up. And if they get it, they get it. So this was probably one of those playground passes, and hey.
But I mean, that is one that was an incredible throw. And again, like, you had the time, right? Like, let's see how much time you had. Looks like your O-line gave you enough time. You had a back sitting there, so there was very little pressure. I guess at the last minute you saw it, but you put enough air under that, man, that nobody was catching that except your guys. Look at that again too, Mike, because he threw that like off his front foot. He had time, but right at the last minute, somebody was coming in his face. He jumped on the back foot for a second. He didn't even follow through with that thing like he could have, That was good.
I would have took off running.
He said I would have took off running.
I'm just going to be like these quarterbacks now. I'm just going to take off running.
No, it was an amazing pass, man, and this is definitely one of the highlights to keep. I'm going to move us into the next one. And this, I guess, was at the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Again, safety bit. He took a chance, and you sort of outthrew him there. Why don't you walk us through this play?
Okay, so we have a post and will combo route here. I saw that corner right there. He stayed right. Then I saw that the corner scooted over a little bit with Jalen when he ran. So I knew if I darted in there, he would be able to catch that ball. So that's what I did.
Did you see the safety sneak in or not?
He moved in a little bit, and then as soon as I threw the ball, that's when he started running over there.
Okay, so he wasn't at full speed. He didn't see it coming.
No.
So he was late in his cover too.
Man.
Yeah, he was late because that's what that route combination is designed to do as well. That outside guy will run that post, and you're supposed to run it right at the inside shoulder of that safety to make him move over inside. And so when he does that and that wheel come around, corner sits, he gonna be right there opening the bucket every time.
Oh my God.
So
that's
sorry, the I guess the wide receiver, not the slot. The wide receiver, what's he running here? He's running a post?
Yeah, he's running a post.
Got it. So his job is to keep the safety on its heels.
Yes. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
So that guy has to be running full speed at that safe on his inside shoulder. You want him running on his inside shoulder because if you keep him wide, he gonna have room to get over there to the wheel route, right?
Yeah, I
So
know.
you
If I
gotta-
were a coach, I'd go crazy here. Look, he's
Man,
just standing around,
It's
just
that
standing
corner.
Yeah, it's that corner. Yeah,
Yeah, you
covering
can't stand
space.
flat feet.
And once he catches it, man, he's out. So that's a very well-designed play. And if you actually listen to the audio, I don't know if we can hear it here, but I'll put it in post-production. Let's see if you guys can hear it. But the announcers who are making this call were equally as impressed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a small window for this throw, too, and he hit it perfect, right?
And he'll throw off to the right there, and he catch. And just like that, black and gold from Texas, QB receiver.
I don't know if you guys are able to hear that, but
yeah, we heard it. That was cool.
Definitely early on in the game. What was that, the first play?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they were stunned.
Yeah, that was so that was
New
against
Jersey?
Yeah, that is New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's the championship game that we lost in, man.
Playing against 3-10. They had a offense, defense, and a special teams.
Yeah, they had about 36 kids out there. I think that's the most you can have, 36. And we had 16 and then had a couple of get hurt. Like one of our linemen got hurt the first game, the first play. So we only had 5 linemen. So they was playing both ways the entire game.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the first play.
You know, a lot of the spotlight always goes on the receivers, the quarterbacks, the safeties, and things like that, man. But when you're in the trenches, every single play of a football game, man, it takes its toll. But either way, first play of the game, you definitely struck them, and you made them think twice about their game plan. That's for sure. I'm going to jump into the next highlight here, and again, we'll mute this in the meantime. Nice cut. Look at that cut.
Yeah,
they didn't want nothing.
Let's break this one down, Sunshine. What did you see? I mean, is the entire offense predicated on this RPO, or was that sort of just a play action that was by design?
It's just a play action. So this play was just a original post. We saw that they were blitzing more kids, so we knew that Jarvis should get over top and look at the corner guard him.
So you tell me you look at matchups.
Well, yeah,
my guy is better than yours. So feed him. I like it. It's not cocky. It's confidence. It's understanding the personnel, and you attack where they're weak.
Sure.
I'll take it a step further, Coach A. It's leadership, right? It's understanding. It's understanding the guys that you're at war with, and you're gonna use them against their weaknesses as much as you can. And look, Jarvis made a hell of a play, right? He split the D. He made a nice cut, but you read it right away, man. And I don't know if let's see how much pressure you actually had to deal with on the blitz pattern. They were coming 3.
Yeah.
And you got rid of it quick. Did they even bite on the play action? I mean,
no,
not really, huh?
Nah.
Yeah, They knew you were slinging it, man. They knew you were slinging it.
How many yards do you think he threw that game?
I don't even know, man. Shoot.
Over 2?
I would say over 2. Because we have it's more of a passing offense.
Right.
I mean, they still run the ball as well, but it's more of a passing offense. So he probably had over 2, slightly under 3, But he runs too, so that's one thing. Like we run that RPO or whatnot.
He get up out of there,
man. Or if he don't see the open man and he see an opening, shoot.
Well, that was actually going to be my follow up. Like I'm sure Coach Rob has some. I don't want to call it wildcat type formation plays in there, but design plays that allows you to let the blocks sort of accumulate, and then you're just designed to run the ball regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Y'all just telling Coach Rob whole playbook. No, I'm just giving away all the secrets.
That's the ops guy.
My bad.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Look at this vantage point.
The clock is hot. Whoa. Go. Quarterback drops back.
Boom. Hey. There it is.
I wonder what his favorite color is, y'all.
Where is this at?
This was in DeSoto.
Oh.
Against that Dallas team.
Oh, heading down there to the DFW area, huh?
Oh, so
Yeah.
this was this year, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yep. So
okay,
this,
yeah, we talked about this one last week.
yeah, the jersey that he's wearing now, the Gamecocks. So that's they changed their name to the Gamecocks this year. They were the Longhorns last year. They the Gamecocks this year. So,
I love this vantage point.
yeah,
Let's break this one down, Sunshine. I mean, obviously we're seeing it from your perspective here, but when the ball's in the hands, it's a little bit different. So talk to us a little bit about what you saw. Did you just gun it up there? You knew you had the wheels. How did this all play out?
Well, it was right before half. You can see 10 seconds left on the board right here. We went in here. I'm thinking about like our deep plays, what we should call and stuff. And I'm saying, because we have this one play. Well, I'm not going to say it, but
Yeah.
Don't give all it's one play and it's like a deep pass and stuff. And Jarvis runs a good route on it and stuff. And I knew it was going to be open because I saw the corners run with our dudes. And then Jarvis was going to get out on his dude and do it. And I saw the safety also. He scooted over. If you can, like, dude in the white helmet back there.
yeah.
Yep. I saw that. I was just
he
going to ask if
comes
you
down.
had
He
twins.
came down.
He comes down, and then I saw Jarvis over top. And then,
So you had trips on the right?
yeah, it was chips right.
Got it. Got it. No, it was a beautiful pass, man. And obviously, making the play once again. It's go ahead, coach.
I'm not just saying nobody gonna talk about these running back and receiver numbers on the line. Am I just the only one that sees that? Like
it makes it still cracks me up too, man. I don't get it.
This guard, big 34,
big zero.
Hey, I mean, okay, the game is changing, baby.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has.
The
And,
guys
like
wanna
it's
have the little numbers.
Back in my day, if you played both sides of the ball and you were, a linebacker or, a defensive back and you ended up playing guard because you had a lot of pull offense, pulling, plays on offense, they would still make you wear the number for the offensive lineman. And that was, at times they are changing, I suppose.
Right.
Awesome, man. So, what other components do you feel you use in your preparation on a week-to-week basis, both on the field, off the field, whether it's nutrition, whether it's, mental discipline? Why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you do for yourself that nobody else sees?
Okay, well, at home starting, I always like stretch at night and stuff, make sure my body's well fit and stuff.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. Hey, repeat that for the people in the back.
Rewind.
Let's start all over.
At home, I always stretch as soon as I'm going to bed and stuff, and in the morning. And then always trying to eat healthy and stuff. And then usually we can find game film on our opponents and stuff. And I always watch game film when I'm at home and stuff, thinking about what plays would work on like this defense of like what their defense is doing, what their offense is doing also when I play defense.
Yeah.
And doing that. And then at practice and stuff, we usually what we do is we just run through a bunch of plays and stuff. And I'm thinking about like if they're running this coverage, this dude will be open and stuff. And then just making sure everyone gets to catch the ball so they're ready and stuff.
Man, that's pretty cool, man.
How much do you translate that in practice too? Like you do the preparation with this film work. You show up to practice and say, listen, I saw what this kid is going to do. When he does this, this is where I need you guys to be.
Yeah. Well, me and my dad go over it, and then sometimes Coach Rob will go over it. So me and my dad will talk about like what defense we're going to run for their offense in this set. And like if we're going to do blitz this dude, what coverage we're going to do and stuff. And then with Coach Rob, if I'm looking at their defense, I'll tell him like, I think if they're covering like this, then this route will be open right here, and this play will be working.
I love to hear that. I love to see that on the field, especially when the quarterback, after he calls a huddle, he'll look at a receiver and he's telling him, hey, if you see this, I'm going to do this. You need to do this. The coaches are there to call the play, give you a plan. Now the athletes and the players are there to execute, but they got a different viewpoint than we do. They've seen things shift faster than what we see. So when we call them plays and we give them the idea, it's up to them sometimes to kind of tweak that. And as a coach, you got to be willing to allow your kids to develop and have that somewhat freedom to do that. And if they be successful, that's just going to give them more esteem give them more confidence to
Yep.
continue to do things like that. So I think that's pretty cool that I've seen him do that on several occasions.
Yeah, because a lot of coaches they'll hamstring their kids. You know what I'm saying? And say, do it like this. It's a cookie cutter way of doing
Right.
things. But if you, like you said, allow them that freedom, that little bit of freedom, you know what I mean? You just can't let them do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But allow them that little bit of freedom to make those adjustments and
Right.
all of those things. And it's like a working relationship. A quarterback and a middle linebacker who calls the plays on defense, or calls the huddle on defense.
Right.
Having that relationship with those coaches, man, I think is very important. So,
it's critical, and it's all based on trust, right?
Oh, no doubt, right?
Yep. It's funny that you mentioned what do you see, because I remember as a coach and even as a player, after the first series, I would sit down with my entire offense or defense and I would ask them, what are you seeing that I don't see? Right? Because I have a specific vantage point. We have a game plan that we're executing, but I need you guys to be the eyes and ears because you're the ones that are executing it, right? So if you're seeing a guy lean a specific way and we can take advantage of that by running a counter, that's the type of information that we rely on the players to come back and tell us.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you as a coach got to be able to understand that and give that that ability to the kids. Real quickly, when I was coaching at Goddard, there was a certain play and motion that we were doing that our center saw how the defense was shifting. And he was telling me, hey, coach, run this play. When he go in motion, they're doing this. Come back to this play. And I told him, hey, if you see it, call it. Right. And for 6 plays, I remember it was 4th and 6, and we needed the first down. And I allowed my center and the quarterback to call the play. And they walked the ball down the field 6 plays and scored off of what they saw that I couldn't see because I was on the sideline. Right.
Yeah.
But they was able to do that. And those 2 kids are playing at Midland High now. And one of them is the starting running back who's going to be, I didn't forgot his name. Evan Taylor. Is it Evan Taylor?
I don't know his last name.
Yeah.
I just know Evan.
And he's starting for he's going to be a back for Midland High and is going to get a lot of shine. And the other guy was Adrian Acosta, who was a center, Adrian. So yeah.
How much of on the fly type of play calls does I guess Coach Rob allow you to sort of identify with what's going on the field, or do you have the ability to make some Omaha calls, or is everything sort of set in place?
Well, usually I don't really switch the plays and stuff because I'll look at their D line. Like if we're running a running play, I'll look at their D line, see if they're shifted this way, or if they're blitzing, then I get to call a blocking technique. Like they're blitzing this gap, so we're gonna block this style and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
So that's usually what I do, and then I do hot routes and stuff, but I don't change the entire play. I just do hot routes and blocking schemes.
Well, I get, maybe I asked the question incorrectly, but I guess the way you answered it was the intent of my question, right? Do you have the ability to adjust the scheming and the schematics based around what you're already seeing the defense sort of display at that time? And that's awesome, man. I mean, look, that's where you really understand the true game of football. And using your strengths and to your advantage, and then obviously understanding what the play is, how it plays out in your mind, and then obviously seeing how they are lined up in order to help I guess prevent any sort of impeding of that progress on that particular play. So I gotta ask, we're all rocking the shades here, man. I mean, Sunshine is the nickname that either you've given yourself or somebody's given to you. Talk to us a little bit about that one.
Well, it started, I think about 3 to 4 years ago, right? When I started tackle football and stuff, and I played quarterback, and just think every team I've gone against, they've come up to me and been like, you look like Sunshine from Remember the Titans and stuff. And just over time, I've gotten so much of them and stuff. So we just started calling myself Sunshine.
Interesting. Well, that's a great segue into today's trivia question for Coach A. The real life Ronnie Bass from the movie, nicknamed Sunshine, he played college football after T.C. Williams High. which university did he play for?
Tennessee.
Any other guesses? You're in the right conference.
So you in the right conference. Ronnie Bass.
Florida.
Ooh, Ronnie Bass?
Yeah,
Nah.
Ronnie Bass. Yeah, he played for the Gators.
South Carolina.
The Gators.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
The Gators.
Coach Norman.
The Gamecocks.
South Carolina.
But see how they be setting me up.
How fitting is it that he was a Gamecock?
Boy, this is that baby back.
Man, I knew it. I knew it.
That baby back. Yeah, I'm sure you knew it. Y'all.
No, I was just thinking, because he always gonna ask a question that's fitting for the days. You got some kind of innuendo in it.
You know what? You sure right. But I don't know if that's good to know that he trying to show people that I don't know sports. Because I think I'm like 0-17.
No, you got one, man. You got one. But listen, if you want, I'll send you a crib sheet before just to make sure.
Yeah.
The Gamecocks, baby. Yeah.
Gamecocks. So as we start winding this down here, Sunshine, why don't you talk to us a little bit about, your excitement level? I mean, football season is back. It is a religious time in Texas. What are your expectations for the season? What do you hope to accomplish? How do you hope to grow as a player, as a teammate, just as a kid, as a person, as you start entering, the footsteps, I suppose, of high school? What do you hope to accomplish from the season?
Well, for the AYF season, I want us to go just go undefeated, win the national championship, And, football season, it's starting up. Our first game is Sunday. And that's when the season starts for football. And then for school ball, we went 9-0 last season. We can go 18-0 this season. So we get undefeated, both years. And that starts in about 3 weeks. So I'm just excited to play both football, just get into it.
Amazing. Do you play the same position in school ball as well?
Well, this year, coach is starting to use me more as like a gadget, like quarterback, wide receiver, running back, playing multiple positions and stuff.
Man, in school ball. Huge mental challenge ahead of you, my friend. You got a lot of steps, a lot of things that you got to focus on playing for two teams like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you hope to accomplish with a lot of these skill sets off the field, man? Like, how do you apply some of these things, and what do you hope to accomplish as you grow as a young man? Well,
my academics for sure in school and stuff, and just get good grades and like that and stuff, and then just be a good person, grow in my faith and stuff, and just be closer to God.
Amazing.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
That's awesome. Because that should be the first thing. That's what we talk about is God, family, and football, or God, family, and whatever else,
Right.
So that's a great answer that you said. Just being a good person, and a lot. And I know you have aspirations of going to the NFL and stuff because I've been around you and talked to you. But to answer it in that way of just being a good person and growing my faith in God, I think that's awesome, man, and commendable.
Definitely. And that is something that we use as sort of the nucleus of at least this program, and just understanding where all of that comes with the preparation, and, all of it is linked back to the way that we can interpret the Bible to help us grow better better on the field and off the field. I'm not sure if you know, but we will at least set the reminder. The road to Lubbock does start very quickly here. Championship games for the Power 5 Sports League will be played at Texas Tech, at the stadium.
There you go.
There we go.
There you
go. We go. It looks like you recruited another one right there.
Yeah.
Right? So that's exciting. What's your thought process on that? When you heard that the championship game was going to be played at Tech, at that stadium where so many different memories and amazing, incredible games have been played before, is that motivating to you? Do you and your teammates think, okay, well, this is our immediate goal right now, is to be on that field?
Well, yeah, just to be on that field and just play in that championship game, show all of our skill sets. Hopefully that the coaches can be there to watch us and stuff, so we can all just play our best in front of those and just be on that field and just
taking advantage of the situation and audition early.
Yeah,
that's a smart
awesome
move, right? Smart.
And that's really sort of bringing us full circle. All that preparation, all of that work, and then being able to step up and execute at the right time. And that's really the primary goal of what we're discussing here today. So that being said, I'm going to sort of, bring this to a close. From the Power 5 Sports League, we have the Fall Net Worth Volleyball League that's up and running for registration right now. Details on the Power 5 Sports League website. Before we part ways, gentlemen, do you have any other final comments? I mean, this has been an amazing discussion here with a very promising, dynamic young man here.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I'm just excited about this year, about this season. Sunshine, I wish you the best.
Right.
You're a great kid, man, and just hope you can go out there and do it all for the glory of God. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing it that way, then no matter what happens, you're gonna be all right. So that's what I'm looking forward to, man. Just going out there and balling again. All you guys, you and Jarvis and everybody, but wish y'all the best, man.
Sure.
Except when y'all play SJ, man. You gotta play against Bray. So we got I'm be rooting for Bray, but I'll be rooting for y'all too though. It's gonna be fun though.
It's tough.
What playing against each other and stuff?
They changed the schedule up this year too, because normally they play them at the beginning, right?
Oh, they playing at the end now.
They play them later, so that can be a good thing. It can be a bad. Early, they don't have it all together, the chemistry, but with him and Jarvis playing together, their chemistry is gonna always be there. But that's a whole nother.
But yeah, they shoot, man. It's you would think. I thought you was talking about like it's tough rooting like with my son playing and then root for them and all that because we coach them.
Right,
man. I've been doing this so long, man. It ain't tough no more. Like because we got kids everywhere.
Yes, this is true.
We got kids at all the schools. So I just support all of them, man. You know what I'm saying? People be like, why you cheering for a Midland High team or why you cheering for a Lee team and all of that? I'm like, shoot, man, I got kids everywhere, even at Midland Christian and Trinity and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we support all kids, man, and I love it. So
yeah, and one final question for you here, Sunshine, because it just sort of dawned on me. Every episode we try to ask a guest to provide an athlete tip of the week. Now there are kids that are younger than you that obviously see you on the field and they want to know how can I get there one day? What's your tip that you can give them? Just something, you mentioned stretching earlier, something as simple as that they can sort of take into their routine.
Well, first, always do your best, try your hardest. You can always get better. It doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are. You can always be the best. And always just make sure you're good with your body. Just make sure your body's good. Don't be like hurt and stuff. Be running around while you're hurt and stuff. Just make sure you get good rest.
Good rest.
That's good advice.
It is. Rest. So I heard him say, listen to your body.
Yeah.
Right? Listen to your body.
Listen to your body. If you hurt and stuff, don't be running around and messing your body up even more. Yeah, that's some good advice right there.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in Naples and, hoisting the national championship. I wish you a fantastic season, you and your coaches, your teammates, the entire league. It is football time in Texas, and it's always fun. So I wish you all the best, and, let's have at it. Till next week, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Right. We out.